the godfather of
black comedy,
of comedy. I mean, the guy was he changed comedy a lot. I mean, back then when you had storytelling and different things. I mean, you can say what you want about it, but a lot of brothers got pissed off about Bill because Bill would tell people, "Hey, man, you should just
pull
stop
your damn pants up."
Yeah, or telling them how to live and whatnot. And going back to school and education. I don't see anything wrong with that, but then again,
Well, he told Richard Pryor not to. Eddie Murphy not to swear. He had. There was an argument, because his thing was that I won't be the black comic. I will be the everybody's comic. So he never, his stories were never about his aunties making chitlins or. Not that that was his experience, but I'm just saying he never made it about being black.
Right.
And when he was going to do the Cosby Show, he was going to be he wanted to be a chauffeur, and his wife said, "Well, why don't you be somebody that's highly educated?" And so, he became the doctor on there, and that was an incredible show, and it had an incredible effect. And my nephew, who lives here, but at that point was in Africa, he was watching American TV in Gabon, and here is a black man who is a doctor, and super wealthy, successful, and that had to have influence.
And black people said, "Man, ain't no black man, no doctor, no wife, no lawyer. This is bullshit. Who put this on television?" I'm serious. They were seriously. They had to fight to keep the Cosby Show on because black people did not believe that was realistic. And then now all of a sudden you have a black president, and his wife graduates from.
Both
Harvard.
Yeah, but he wasn't a doctor.
No, he wasn't a doctor. I'm just gonna let that go. But he made president.
That's what I'm saying. The folks who want to take everything. Oh, but he wasn't.
Yeah, but they wanted to. They really wanted to. I mean, when it first came out, they did not want to give credit for that show.
Right.
I mean, they thought that he was. And this was the big battle. Giving you guys the insight on black culture. The battle is, it's like when a brother, comes out of the ghetto and he goes to school, and he gets an education. Oh man, now you talking white,
right.
And so you catch hell. And so then you say, oh well, now I want to be more. Oh man, you're gonna lose your black card, so you can't win.
Right. Well, I think it's always this battle. Not just black culture. It's it crosses the color spectrum.
But you guys don't know
with
that
the whole idea of you think you're better than me.
Yeah, but
and no matter what dialect you put on it,
right?
That's what it's all about. There is an element of the so-called deplorables that they insist on bringing everyone down to their level. Right. It's like this girl who I used to date. When she was in a bad mood, everybody had to be in a bad mood.
Right. But to say to you tell me that my parents worked their ass off for me to go to school and get a better education, and then now you tell me, which you're talking about, you want black people to come up and everything. Now you're talking white, because you're using good English. You couldn't win, and so that's the thing. That was the problem among us, is that among blacks is that if you read too many books, if you got too much, too much, then you need to be more black, or you need to be more that you couldn't, and then so you're caught. They had their own racism within racism of their own people.
Right. Now, and I can say, for example, no one ever discouraged me from going to college or reading a book or whatever, or said I was talking, improperly.
White.
And I even at my job, I hear it all the time. I mean, there's a guy who was, bought a home, and the black woman said to him, "Why is he talking like a white boy?"
Yeah.
It goes all the way to the whole Tiger Woods thing. Well, how come he isn't black? He grew up in Cyprus. He didn't grow up around black folks.
Now we can also say that so that I think was what's interesting is that Cosby was always the moralist, and you had other people like Richard Pryor who would talk about his whole life, including horrible things he might have done.
Right.
and lived probably more openly. And Bill Cosby, I think that part of the reason why he drugged these women is that he could then pretend that he wasn't doing anything. There was no witness to what he was doing. They were passed out while he was doing what he was doing.
Right.
Anyway, fascinating. He's going away for probably 10 years, and he probably won't make it to 90. So.
Right. Also, you will know, once Richard Pryor quit using the N-word, he caught hell from black folks also for that. They wanted
Did he
him.
really?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, how insane it is. I mean, and so they're now saying that Cosby is dividing black people. And I'm telling them, you know what, dude, go hug a tree. I don't give a shit.
Here's the thing. If dividing black people is the worst thing he's done, I think we know, and it has been determined by a court of law this week that it isn't.
No, because he did it to a lot of sisters.
He's not even doing it. So, that... all the crimes of Bill Cosby. So sorry. It's sad, but what have you. All right, that I don't know what you have, but what we do not have is any more time. So I want to thank Kat Alvarado for calling in earlier. I want to thank our panelists here in the studio. Mr. Jim Coughlin, where can people find you on the social media?
Oh, Mr. Jim Coughlin at Mr. Jim Coughlin on Twitter. And that's it. Jim Coughlin on Facebook.
Excellent. And Tymon?
Tymon Shipp at Facebook and Tymon Shipp at Twitter.
All right. You can find me at Stand Up Fall Down on Twitter. You can find this show on Facebook and spelled correctly, and on Twitter at Let's Be Treasonable, minus a couple of E's, LETSB. TREASONABL. We leave off the E's and pass the savings on to you. So we want to thank you for joining us this week. Hopefully you will be back. If you like the show, tell everybody you know. If you didn't, keep it to yourself. We'll be back with more next week. Until then, goodbye. Goodbye.